What's up, pretty gang? It's your favorite nail tech Peaches back with another video. We are going to be doing acrylic toes again. This time I am going to be showing you how I got this really pretty result. I actually had a client come in. She was a first time client getting her toes done for her sweet 16. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys some nice tips and tricks on like working with younger people, specifically teenagers. All right, and I just want to give a quick heads up. I'm pretty tired. I didn't realize I deleted my what is that called, the subscriber stuff and all that. So you know what, tonight we're not gonna have a subscriber thing pop up. We're not gonna have a subscriber shout out. I'm tired. So just be sure that you're subscribed if you want to see more content. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna go ahead and make sure we're all prepped. You guys already know, you've seen me do this like so many times, so instead of like describing every little tiny step, I'm just going to give you guys some tips that helps me once I realize my client is young. Okay, like we're talking about high school, anything underage. There we go. So first thing is first, it's gonna be hard to realize if your client is young or not. Most of my clients are not super duper young. I do get some 14-year-olds here and there, 16 here and there, but honestly most of my clients are going to be like 19 plus. All right, so obviously when they book with you, well, maybe not obviously, okay, really quickly, I'm using Young Nails protein bond because I'm a Young Nails girl, real Young Nails girl. Okay, 2 coats because that's what Young Nails say to do, and then of course Young Nails liquid. My brush is a size 18. And also, I know I'm gonna show you a Nude Panther container, but to be honest with you, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, somebody just sent me a text message, child. To be honest with you, this is not straight up Nude Panther. I'm pretty sure this has a little bit of something. It's like Nude Panther and Pinky Nude mixed together a little bit because I didn't really have enough of either in the color that I wanted for her that would fit best for her. That's what we went and did. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're working with. You guys already know, not polished for the color. So like I said, you guys have seen me do this process quite often. I am going to be giving her natural length because once again, she is only 16. This is her first time with acrylic toes, and 16-year-olds, as much as they be trying to act grown, they're still children. They still do stupid stuff. They still be running around. And it's so easy for them to chip a toenail or something, you know what I'm saying? So I went ahead, kept it simple. Okay, so that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. I'm not extending it too far out at all. Okay, so first things first, like I was saying, I'm not gonna say obviously, like it's obvious that you may not know that the person you're booking is young, because some people don't necessarily have booking sites. Some people do still do everything manually, and so by manually I mean through either DMs, text message. You don't know what type of information people ask for upon booking. So some of you guys may actually know that you're going to get younger clients, and this will still help you. But off tops, let's say you don't know that it's going to be a younger client, you're just expecting someone who is 18 and above. So the first thing is first, I always give the client the option to bring an adult if they please. Now, it is in my policies that I do not allow extra guests unless you are a minor or you have like a disability or something that you might need assistance with, because I can only help you to the best of your ability depending on the disability, the best of my ability depending on the person's disability or whatever. So I just ask that people let me know ahead of time if they're interested in bringing a person for those reasons. I'm sorry guys, it's pretty late, so I am stumbling on my words a little bit, but that's okay. So generally you will see that the client will come with an adult. Okay, I don't even say generally, but like sometimes, let's say maybe half the time they'll come with an adult, and that's how I realize oh, this person is pretty young. Or you can kind of just tell by their face or something like that, you know what I mean? So as soon as I see that, first of all, you need to kind of deal with the parent, and you're kind of seeing, are they dropping them off or are they going to stay for the appointment? Most of the time, they're just going to drop the kid off because they got other things to do, and they'll be like, okay, pick you up when you're done. So if you don't have any issues with that, then we're going to move into the next phase, right? Which will be talking to the client. Now, when people come in for acrylic toes, this is such a quick service. And actually, she got a deluxe acrylic pedicure, right? I charge around $85 for a pedicure with acrylic toes, okay? Now, because she did get not only French tip, which I do add an additional charge for, but also bling on all 10 toes, okay? So once the client comes in, regardless, I always ask them like, oh, hey, have you gotten acrylic toes before? They tell me what's going on. I do all this as soon as they come in because I'm getting all the supplies together, and it just makes them feel more comfortable while I'm getting some of the stuff together. And so they'll kind of give me a little background. It also, because as a licensed nail tech, there are certain things that if you hear certain like red flags or warning signs, that should tell you like, hey, should I service this person or not, etc., etc. Not like behavioral wise, but just based on their past like history. And that could be like a medical issue, or they tell y'all when they get to talking, they tell you all their business. So that's off tops, right? So with someone who's that young, for example, right? If I ask, okay, what color? Now this client immediately said, oh, I'm looking for a pink. So I hand her the swatch of pink. Acrylic toes is acrylic. The color is going to be acrylic unless it's like big toe acrylic and you're using polish to match it with the rest of the toe. So she's looking for a specific pink. There was a couple that I didn't have. So she's like, how about you tell me all the ones that I have so I can know? And I was like, okay, there's some that I don't have, but why don't you just tell me which one you're interested in, and I'll just let you know if I have it or not, right? So while we're getting the color, right, we're sitting down, and then she shows me the picture. This is what I want, which was a French tip with a pink French tip with some bling. I said, oh, are you looking to get a French tip? She says, yes. I said, okay, so then the pink is not the color that I'm asking you for. When I always tell everyone, like, hey, what color are you interested in? That's the background color that I'm laying in the acrylic. Anything other than that is not going to be acrylic, you know what I'm saying? So because she is a child, okay, you kind of have to choose your words wisely and, still remain calm. Or whatever. Like an adult, you might be able to say stuff a little more straightforward, but with a child, you don't want, there's just certain things you don't want to deal with, because like you're not their parent or their guardian or nothing like that. So I just had to tell her like, oh, okay, this is a French tip, so the pink will be in polish. So I have a polish for you. So we'll be needing to do a nude background. She's like, oh, okay, cool. Next, I guess. Always ask if they have a budget. I'm gonna be honest with you. That is the tippiest top tip that I have, okay, for dealing with young clients, because they might go in there thinking like, oh, this will only cost this much, Some of them have jobs, some of them may not, some of them, it's for birthdays and stuff, so people will pay for their nails, but still check, because I know I have had an experience with someone who's young. Well, she was 19, and I don't want to say she played me out of $100, but yeah, and that was kind of off a fluke, where she knew she only had $50, and she just, I'll have to do that. I'll have to do a story time off of that. But but when it comes to kids, you need to ask if there's a budget, because they will show you a picture. Oh, I want this, I want that, and even with adults, I ask the budget. But with kids, oh, is there a certain budget that you're trying to stay within? Do you have a price point? She said no. All you can do is go off the no, and that's what I went. So I was like, okay, because to me personally, I'm already knowing the pedicure just with this basic acrylic right here, that's gonna be $85. She paid a $10 deposit, so she'd be already owing $75. Add French tip, that's an extra $10, and then add bling, that's gonna be like, I don't know, let's say like an extra $20, something like that, or plus 20 plus, depending on the bling or whatever. So I'm like, okay. Now once you establish that, and it seems like they are comfortable with you, then we're gonna move on to things to talk about, So you can see that already her tones were not like bad or anything. Like, I'm moving pretty quickly. Okay, so this is why I'm focusing on other things besides telling you what I'm doing in this video, because I did also post an acrylic toe video literally like a couple days ago. And so I don't feel like it's like necessary to explain every single step, because I don't want to get it too repetitive with my words this close in posting or whatever. So topics to talk about, because from what I be hearing from people's experiences and stuff, it really seems like when dealing with younger clients, people either just stay silent or they ask the very, very bare minimum. they are still, even though they be young and stuff, they do still want to talk. I'm gonna be honest with you, they still want the same experience that everybody else gets. So no, you may not be talking about certain things or like adult grown folk topics, but you can still ask them, so like, how's school, what school you go to, which teacher do you like, you have a favorite subject, like, oh, you ready to go back to school? That'd be a really good segue. Or like, for example, she'd say she never had her toes done. I said, what, girl, you never had your acrylic toes? What's making you get them? And that's when she started going into her sweet 16. So yeah, there was moments of silence because I'm working and stuff. But when I did talk and we're keeping the conversation going, I'm asking like, oh girl, are you getting your hair done, your makeup done? And they're gonna do the talking for you. Okay, but you still do need to make them feel like they are a client and not just let me hurry up and get this little girl out of here. You should not be treating the young ones like just a little girl, although that is what they are. Okay, you still want to be cool with them, treat them like, I don't know, child, I don't know, just don't treat them like a little girl, so that's something that I would highly recommend, because it does make a difference, and honestly, you never know who did their nails. You never know like who, I said that wrong. You never know who they know that you did their nails or who recommended them. And the last thing you want in any type of capacity is someone running their mouth about what you did or didn't do a good job on, Well, no, you do want them to run their mouth on what you did do a good job on, but not on what you didn't or how they was treated. And then on top of that, if they came with a parent or their parent is there, you want to make sure that their parent is comfortable leaving them with you. Because at the end of the day, yes, it is a business, but for that time being, you are going to be, if anything happens, you're going to be like the temporary point of contact between, whoever, basically. You see what I'm saying? So just always keep a cool demeanor. So right here, we're going to go ahead and shape. You can already see the toenails is doing a job. Like, this set was pretty easy. The only thing is, like, I did cut out some of the French tip because, like, when I was going in and trying to like adjust it more and more, I'll be honest, my hand was all up in the camera frame. So if it seems like it kind of jumps around a little bit, that's why. But yeah, you can see everything about this initial part right here. I would have been perfectly happy just leaving them nude, just like this, and that would have been so cute. But of course, she wanted the French tip with the bling, so I thought that would have been a really, really good look for YouTube, because you guys have not really seen me do any type of designs or bling or anything like that on toes. So this is why I'm showing you this. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. I know I usually break down the everything step by step, but I kind of wanted to just share a little bit about share a little bit with you guys. I don't normally get too many young clients, but sometimes I do. Now this right here, I am cleaning up because I'm about to put more acrylic. I don't know if you guys can tell in the video, but something about this was like unleveled, or the acrylic was chipping away at the cuticle area. So I went ahead and add some more. Oh, you're awake now? I went ahead and add some more so that way I can get the best look possible, and then I'm gonna finish shaping the other toes, and then we're gonna pretty much get to the French tip. Okay, so I know some people, they do have like a cutoff range of like who they will and won't work on. I personally, I don't do super young children, like 6-year-olds and all that stuff, just because the way that my setup is, like, I've done my little cousin's toes, the surface be so quick, and honestly it's so hard for them to for real get their feet into the into my pedicure tub, because everybody sits on the couch and puts their feet in. So it's like and honestly it's really not worth it, because they are children. Their toenails is already so small, like the surface be so quick. I personally don't feel like it's worth it to add it as its own service. And then when I have had clients bring I want to bring my so-and-so in, sometimes it's like, oh, my daughter is sick, or oh, so-and-so is not feeling well, or oh, I forgot about, it's just like, dang, but you didn't have an appointment either, so now I just blocked off this time for a child who is no longer coming. So I do that as a play-by-play basis on if I feel like this person asking to bring their child, like, oh, baby, you're snoring. You're snoring. So I do it like that. But as far as nails, I don't want to say that there's like a too young of an age. I feel like I probably wouldn't recommend it for somebody who's like 11 or 12, just because they really still play a lot and, you know, things like that. But like 13, 14, I don't have no problems with it. Now, obviously, I'm not going to know that they're 13 or 14 before they come in, unless their parent brings them, like I said, and gives me a breakdown or whatever. But yeah, I feel like once you get into, especially like once you get into high school or you're about to go into high school, I don't see the problem with it, to be honest with you. And it's just, you know, it's just fine with me. So of course I am making sure I'm bouncing back and forth between filing and e-filing so we can get a nice natural result. We have to go underneath the toes so that way it look like toenail. Like, we do not want it sticking to their skin and just looking any old type of way. That's not going to give a good look, and it's going to look horrible as far as shape. Okay, so yeah, that's just what I'm doing right now. So you guys, I keep saying so a lot. I apologize for this video. This is kind of just thrown together. I didn't start editing this video until after 10 something at night, and yeah, I just didn't expect that it would be taking this long. I don't know, literally don't know what I thought. But anyways, I don't know. Oh, another thing is, I don't know if some people just don't feel comfortable working on children, period. But you know, at the end of the day, it's to each their own. Okay, so I'm not gonna tell you like don't work on minors, but at the same time, sometimes it do be a good thing, because sometimes they tell the kids at their school, and then sometimes as they age, you know, they come maybe for homecoming, and then they'll come for school pictures, and then for prom. It can be lucrative. Like in 2021, I had a couple of girls, and they had got their nails done for like stuff like, you know, senior portraits. Then they got their nails done for some other little stuff, you know, graduation. And, you know, maybe at the time they was like 17, but then they graduated, they still got their nails done, and then now they're moving into college, you know, second semester in college and stuff, and some of them still come. So you just never know. On that one little girl that you don't want to service might actually become really one of your loyal clients over time, or at least no, look, this is random, but just because somebody don't come to you every single month don't mean that they're not a loyal client. I just want to point that out. There's like different levels to being a loyal client, because there's some people, they might only come every 3 months, but if it's not with you, they don't get their nails done. So let's acknowledge the clients that are just, they literally don't go to anyone else, like, period. No matter how many months is in between they last set and they new set, they don't go to no one else, because they deserve some love too. Okay, don't forget about them. All right. Okay, at this point, I am still filing. I mean, doggone. Sheesh. I got rid of all of my tips in the beginning, so now I'm at the point where I do have to start explaining, because we still got some time left, child. Now, let me look. How far away is the... So I might go ahead. Oh, see, that's only 1 minute away. We're just gonna rock. We're just gonna rock with it. I do want to say I appreciate all the new subscribers. You guys, my goal is to get 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we have hit 2,500. So do you think we might can get 2,500 in the next couple of months? I don't know, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna aim for it. I appreciate everybody who is newly subscribed on YouTube. I appreciate people who was like, child. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, so I'm all over the place. I'm hella tired. So yeah, I appreciate everybody who was previously subscribed. Those of you who watched my videos back in like 2021, like beginning 2021, when I first started the doggone channel. Like, y'all are troopers. So I'm just really looking at it from all angles. I already knew this set was hitting. You ever know when you could feel it? You could just know, like, ooh, bitch, this finna come out so nice. Like, this when I start to get feeling myself. I'm like, don't nobody out here do it like me. And I know it's true because I love how some of you leave comments saying that you want to come see me, you want to visit me, like where I'm located. Y'all, I'm located in Sacramento, California. All of my booking info is on my Instagram, so if you don't keep up with me on Instagram, that's what you should be doing, okay? So at this point, I sprayed the feet down with my alcohol spray, as you should, to get all the dust out. And then I'm taking this bright pink polish, and you guys have seen my French tip technique many times. I don't like drawing French tips on toes, like the physical act of like drawing the line and all that. So what I like to do is, and it's so funny seeing people's, like, when they never came to me before and I do French tip like this, they be looking like, bitch, what in a is you doing, right? So I paint, I don't want to say exactly half the toe, but kind of the little toes is gonna look like half the toe. I like my French tips to be a certain amount of thickness, and I feel like a lot of my clients do, or people who be on my page, they do as well. Okay, so we're gonna paint pretty much about halfway down, just a straight line, right? Make sure it's pigmented, and then we're going to take a cleanup brush and some acetone, and I just flatten out, start at one end, boom, to the other. And honestly, it makes a perfect French every single freaking time. I don't know what it is about this, but it works. It works. I've been doing this for like months now, and it's literally so quick. It's so fast. That's why I don't have a problem only charging like 10 extra for French on toes, because like it literally takes me like 2 minutes, if that. Hella quick, you know what I'm saying? I know some people would have charged like more than $10 for French, but honestly, look how freaking easy. And then I'm not sure if I show it, but I am gonna go ahead and use my liner brush, which is a Beetles liner brush. I only use this specific one. I need to get a new cleanup brush because it's like kind of frayed, but I've been finessing it for a long time now, just like everything else. But yeah, I'm gonna take a liner brush. This is the only liner brush I use for literally any type of line work at all. And I am just gonna go ahead and sharpen up any of the areas that need help. So you saw that when I made this French tip, like the lines weren't extending down very far. That's just because I made a half. I only painted down half, and I didn't get the sides too much. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But yeah, just painting on the tip a little bit. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't, because at the end I will go ahead and crisp it up, depending. So it's like pointless because it's gonna be gone anyways. But yeah, I just make sure that I go ahead and I clean up anything that needs to be cleaned up. Now this is the part, I'm not gonna lie, I thought I deleted that out, but I guess I didn't. I don't even know, my head must have hit the camera. When I record these videos, y'all, when I tell y'all I literally cannot see, I can't, it's so hard. Like the camera is so in my face. So at this point, I went and sat next to her damn near. And I do this a lot on French tip just to make sure everything is nice and even. But y'all, that is an ultimate hack. I have a whole video on how I do French tips, and it will show you in detail, like more detail than this, because this isn't the best angle. I'm not even gonna lie. Like the other video is way better to show you guys what I'm working with. So yeah, we just clean up anything that needs to be cleaned up, and then we cure it, and then we're gonna top coat it. And right now I'm just making sure I get it right, the design, because at first she did show me design where it was like bling on the French tip like this, but two toes were complete bling. So I was just making sure I got everything right. So this is the key when you do bling on toes, right? Especially like designs where you have the top coat over, you need to remove or buff the top coat, because you don't want the dust to stick to the gel polish. You know, like if you don't top coat and you do this, you like try and just put on the acrylic, you don't want nothing to stick to the gel polish, and then afterwards you can just top coat around everything again. So I'm just using some nail glue, Mia Secret nail glue. Honestly, you could use any nail glue if you know how to, you know, finesse it right. This just has a brush. I like this. It has a brush. So, and it's pretty well, I guess relatively cheap or whatever. But honestly, It's not that difficult. Use whatever adhesive you want to use and just make sure you seal around the bling well. Now, making sure that I am using relatively the same size of bling. I think this toe and I know the pinky toe is smaller. I think the last two are a little bit smaller in size of bling, just because I felt like it was gonna overtake the toenails if I, did of a certain size. But yeah, I highly suggest, if you're doing like a nail art design, top coat it first, because sometimes, top coat it and then just buff off the area where you want to put the bling and all that stuff, because glues and stuff like that, I know some adhesives and stuff do stick to top coat. I just personally don't like doing that, and I don't like using those type of adhesives. I just, everyone has their way they process. You saw I add a little dab of glue to secure it. But yeah, if I try to spray it with some like glue dry spray, and honestly, I am suffering. I have damn near none. So doing bling like this, remember, we're not putting the bling on the pink. It's right under to like frame the arch. So I decided to go with various sizes of large bling. Now this is like crystal shimmer. If y'all are not familiar with like all the Swarovski terms, these are not Swarovskis, by the way, but they are called like crystal shimmer. So basically there's crystal AB, which is the standard like purplish blue tone, and then there's crystal shimmer, which is the yellow undertone of bling. I just kind of was picking them up by size. I feel like in this case it kind of didn't matter what tone or what shade the bling was. We just needed the sizes. She wasn't picky, I wasn't picky. So we need to make sure that we're just using sizes that are gonna flatter the toenail. Like I didn't want to do so small that I'm gonna be there all damn day, but I didn't want to do too big that it's gonna look gapped and not okay. So I think after the first 4 or 5 on the side, because I think this one is similar size, so after the ones that I'm placing right here, that's when I start to use a smaller size of bling. And on one of the sides I do use a really smaller size, because at the end of the day, people are not going to focus on like the size of every piece of bling, but they are going to look at, is this straight and is this symmetrical? Okay, so that's why I bounce back and forth from side to side and not worry about exactly, like, I count, okay, how many is on each side of that initial middle bling that I placed, because the center bling, that's going to be your center period, So I took that one off because I decided that's too big to be sitting right there. So I need to go a little bit smaller, and that was way more flattering. Okay, so all of this is just strategic placing. And then that side was pretty much done, I think, after that. But the other side, there was still like a little gap. So I was like, okay, I need to make sure that this is like filled in. I don't want something like too big or whatever. Or I guess maybe one more. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know. Anyways, one of them on one side is gonna be a little tiny smaller one. But yeah, might be over there. I don't know. But yeah, this is pretty much the final look. I hope that this video helped you guys with working with a younger crowd, not to be scared to work with them. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this overall look, because I have not done something like this on my channel yet. I appreciate you guys for subscribing, for supporting, all of the above. Y'all already know I do still have the link in my description if you want to see my workshop in San Jose. And of course, all that being said, y'all already know I'll see you guys in the next one.